Ladies and gentlemen of the City Council, I'm here today to address the resolution concerning the purchase of my property for the site for the new municipal complex through the Hudson County Improvement Authority. First, I'd like to say that I'm appreciative of the 4 members of the council who have so far refused to vote for the administration's bond ordinance to take my property. I believe they are correct in questioning the administration's plan. I think the criticism that the 4 council members are receiving from the administration is unfair, and as I see it, they're just doing their job. The administration's attempt to get the funding for the purchase of my property from HCIA circumvents the authority of this city council and the will of many residents who are opposed to the project. The administration is attempting an end run around elected officials by going to the HCIA for financing. Really, I mean, you guys are going to vote to allow the administration to undermine your own authority as city leaders? If you do so, this begs an entirely different question. I hope the officials at the HCIA realize that they are being asked to support the abuse of government authority, namely the involuntary seizure or taking of my property via eminent domain, which is one of the most devastating weapons a government can use against its citizens. Ironically, this resolution appears on the agenda just 2 days after America celebrated its 18th century fight for liberty and the opposition of government authority and tyranny. The administration came after my property when it was forced to find a new site for the city's public works garage. I tried to accommodate the city's needs for this DPW center by offering 2 redevelopment proposals. Both were rejected. When the administration decided to take my property, it was continuing a policy of targeting property owned by multi-generational families. The current and previous administrations are littered with these examples of this targeting policy. I think it's hypocritical that a city that prides itself on cultural diversity and inclusion would purposely target the men and women who built and lived in this city long before it became an upscale, multicultural entertainment destination. The administration has tried to get me to succumb to their unreasonable offer for my property. They don't want me to benefit from the redevelopment opportunities that have been afforded to other developers and some property owners in this city. Over the past 2 years, I have attempted to negotiate in good faith with the administration regarding my property. However, this resolution is not a sign of the administration's good faith. It is an attempt to use another arm of government to force me to succumb to the demands of this administration. I want to reassure the council that I will do as I've said over the past 2 years, that I will continue to bargain in good faith. But you can't keep coming at me with tactics like HCIA. I want you to understand that I will continue to protect my constitutional rights as a property owner and fight for my justice. I hope the council will also support this justice and vote against the resolution seeking the funding from HCIA for the administration's municipal complex. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Poggi.
Mr. Sedora.
Good evening, council people. How's everybody doing?
I got you.
You got it? Who's controlling today? You? What? All right. I'm just here to speak on E2 as well. Just back up all Mr. Poggi's comments, to be honest. Why are we doing an end around here? Period, I'm in. Few things, too. This resolution, as it's written, is so narrow. If we're really saying that we need to have something uptown, because it's the only place that it could be in my ward somewhere, what's wrong with block 131 and 133? You know, so we got Bijou's lot. I know nobody wants to touch Larry. He does great for the town. I agree. I love him. And then 133 is Park Willow LLC. I don't know who they are yet. I found these all online. You can get all the property owners right off the website for the entire city of Hoboken in case anybody's ever looking for them. And also the way this resolution is written is it specifically states that you want the HCIA to obtain this land and lease it back to Hoboken for a DPW facility, right? So that doesn't say municipal complex with a lot of different things, because the DPW we all know is a moniker for Department of Public Works. So just to reiterate Charlie's points, please, guys, let's do this the right way and not try to backdoor it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Waiters? Mr. Rivera?
Go ahead, Manny.
We're in deep consultation over there. Yes. First of all, I would like to apologize for my prior to the council and Council Vice President for my abrupt stopping her from speaking. I do want to speak on this resolution. I believe that this is, again, we're one at a time, yes, because I have plenty. I believe that this is a, and I'm looking in your eyes and I'm going to say this is a ropey-dope. I think this is something that is incorrect for the sheer fact that the gentleman said you're relinquishing your authority. You're giving it to a higher authority that you don't know what they're going to do afterwards. They could change their mind. Do you have it in writing? Does the administration have it in writing? No. So I stand in opposition of it. I hope that you vote against it. Again, it's something is going to come up when I speak again about this very body of government that already governs a lot of Hoboken that people don't know. Like I mentioned before, our streets. Many of the streets are county streets. Again, it goes to the point of how do you enforce 20 miles per hour? If it's a county road or a county street, will the county abide by our 20 miles per hour? Again, a question that nobody thought about. But again, in this resolution, I do hope that you vote it down, that you not allow it. You go back to the drawing board. The gentleman is willing to work again with the administration and even with some of you, I'm sure about it. But I would really hope that you do not vote in favor of this. And with all due respects to the member of the council who brought this up, I think is incorrect. I think it's a ropey-dope. I think it's selfish. There are other ways to go about it. If it's going to come to fruition, if this is going to come to fruition, you have to first negotiate with the owners of the property, bring it to the citizens of Hoboken, and then you get your DPW or you get your municipal complex. But do not do it this way. The citizen will remember, election time is coming. No threats, it's just facts. If people do not like the people who are governing them and who are doing things against their will, they will remove them. Okay? That's just a free advice in my regards. Again, please vote against this, and I appreciate your time. Thank you. I'll be back later.
Ms. Waiters?
Hi, I just had to get clarification.
Don't touch the mic.
I had to get Patricia Waiters. I had to get clarification purposes a little bit. That is not a county property road, right? That's on 14th in the back, the old Poggi's press.
15th.
I'm a little disappointed because this is an old family I know from way back in the days, and there's nothing nobody on the city council can do with respect to working with him. You know, it makes us look really, really bad lately. I'm serious, the last 15, 20 years, that even to see a lot of our older Hoboken residents, unfortunately, I keep it real with y'all, and it is what it is. It has been old versus the new for the last 15 or 20 years, and this is starting to look more like an attack. You know, people that own property, lived here all of their life, nobody not willing to work with them. I mean, come on, we could share our city. Hoboken got a lot of love to share, but all of the old Hoboken members are being mistreated. This is disgusting. I don't know how some of y'all sleep at night. It really bothers me to see that man stand up here and say, I'll work with all of you guys. Somebody is getting something out of this. And that's what bothered me with government. I'm learning as I go along the way. I've been doing this now over 30 years, and I'm even talking about higher government officials. It's so mind-boggling. It be a friend or a family member of a friend, and you willing to lie and do, cheat, steal, whatever for that person. It's not worth it, because at the end of the day, we do vote, and it's the people that get the last word. So this sounds really sad. I'm only hearing little bits and pieces. But guys, revisit this. Talk to that young man. But don't take his property. Especially y'all taking properties, but y'all not making no affordable. So all the old Hoboken can't even afford to stay here anymore. Please, I'm telling you, just rethink this one tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. No other members of the public on agenda items, Mary? Come on up.
Thanks. Thank you. Mary Andreka, 159 9th Street. I've always been against eminent domain, as you've seen me speak here for years. It's a very bad thing. I don't understand why it's almost like this city is grasping at straws to get this property. And as they say in the paper, mega municipal complex. I don't understand why we would want a mega, that's a big word, municipal complex. We are down, actually, I was speaking to a police officer, quite a few policemen. We don't have the level that we need. So when I think of mega, I think of like these mega churches in the West where you've got hundreds of thousands of born-again Christians or evangelical Christians go to, where they need this humongous space to listen to a preacher. But a mega complex, when we have a perfectly good police station that's not falling down, and in these times of taking, we have to be careful with money because we need to get by with what we have. Some people don't eat as much anymore and they're having to do without. This is such an extravagance that I think is almost embarrassing for our city. And I'm in the 5th Ward and I certainly do not want it there. But I'm also thinking on the level of expense and what is necessary. We don't need it. It's in a flood area. You're taking a man's property that he should be able to dispose of as he so wishes, as you have homes to wish to dispose of as you would like. So this hits very poorly with us in this city, with many of us. So I'm just letting you know, this mega municipal complex, those are 3 bad words. It's actually a hyphenated word for the first 2. It's really bad. This is wrong, and you're really trying to grasp at straws by going around the back end. You're not going to get anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.